tonight. A preview about what's on the agenda for tonight's council meeting. Plus, the Prince George Hospice Palliative Care Society unveiled its annual Dream Home today. And ICBC is investing in a new system to help police identify uninsured drivers. Good evening, I'm Anthony Correa filling in for Eddie Huband, and welcome to CKPG News. We begin with the first council meeting of June, which takes place tonight, and there are a couple of key items on the agenda. First is a motion from Councillor Kyle Sampson asking city administration to undergo a full review of the downtown and hospital area parking model with the intent of modernizing it and shifting it to a mixed model of free and pay parking that will provide better service for customers and continue to encourage people to visit downtown businesses. Also on the agenda, Council will be directing staff to work with BC Transit in regards to relocating a bus stop from Davis Road onto Uspika Boulevard. And joining us now more to talk a little bit about council is Adam Burrells. Yes. Adam, let's start with what I just mentioned. Parking's always tricky, in this city, but Kyle Sampson would like to just bring it up. Tell me a little bit of what he's thinking there.
Yeah, so Councillor Sampson has put forward this motion to council tonight asking that administration to undertake a review of the current parking models that we have both downtown and up at the hospital. Now, if you've been up at the hospital, you know that parking is tricky around there, especially when it comes to pay parking. If you're a visitor, you have to pay parking even if you're there for just a few minutes. So it's not a great system. And downtown parking is a bit interesting too, because you're allowed 3 hours of free parking downtown, but it's not cumulative. So that means that you have to be there for the whole full 3 hours, and if you come back later in the day, you don't really get that again. So what Councillor Sampson is really asking staff is, hey, take a look at the bylaw, take a look at the model, see what we can do to kind of make it a bit better to help consumers and people that are going to the downtown, also maybe attract more people to come downtown and spend some time downtown at local businesses and just make the model a bit better for both people in downtown and up at the hospital.
Absolutely, and parking not the only thing on the agenda. We did a story earlier on Davis Road. The Sikh temple was concerned about them moving the bus stop, and council's talking about that again tonight.
Yeah, so that was brought up at the last council meeting, the petition of over 300 signatures that were on that petition. Council is now going to be looking at some options in conglomeration with BC Transit to try and see what solution they can come out with, because they heard the public, they saw the petition, they don't want to necessarily remove this bus stop because of what has been brought forward to them. So they've got a few options here. One, all trips travel via the existing routing, which means no change from the current setting, via Davis, Foster Road, and Baker Roads. But there's also, the trips could route via the proposed routing, which is via Uspika and Tyner. So council, they may not come to a final decision on this tonight, but there's certainly going to be a lot of discussion on what's going to happen at Davis Road in terms of transit service patterns.
And finally, first council meeting of June, but council might be talking about snow tonight. That's a new one. Maybe tell me a little bit about that.
It's a bit weird to be talking about snow and ice in June, but that is on the agenda tonight. City staff will be bringing forward a report to council on how much they spent of the snow and ice budget. As you know, of course, the city has allocated budget every year for snow removal. They've gone through about $6 million of that in the first half of 2024, leaving about $4.4 million roughly for the second half of the year. Council is just going to have a look at that and see if they need to do anything with that in regards to that as well.
There we go. Well, plenty of, things on the agenda and plenty of things to look into, and I'm sure you'll
going to be busy.
Going to be busy, absolutely. Well, thank you, Adam, for joining us and giving us that preview tonight.
Thank you.
Newly released data shows that police have issued over 16,000 tickets for driving without auto insurance in 2023. A big reason is due to ICBC's $1 million investment into BC's automated license plate recognition program. The program allows officers to scan up to 3,000 plates an hour, efficiently identifying drivers for not having valid insurance. This investment into the program has allowed officers to issue over 6,000 more tickets compared to 2022, which saw a little over 10,000 issued. But is the technology the only thing that's spiking the number of uninsured vehicle fines?
The number of crashes that take place every year in our province, roughly 0.3% on average involve an uninsured vehicle. And that number has been consistent. What could be contributing here is every year On average, since 2018, the number of vehicles on the road in BC have been going up by around 53,000 a year. So that is a factor as well. But it's police are using this technology. They're using it quite a bit, and they are finding some uninsured drivers. This has been an issue for years.
Prince George RCMP are searching for a man who is wanted for uttering threats, extortion, and 3 counts of assault with a weapon. 38-year-old Jesse John Brayton is wanted on 1 unendorsed warrant for a total of 9 charges. Police describe him as 6'3", 221 pounds with balding blonde hair and blue eyes. Brayton is considered dangerous and should not be approached. If you locate him or have any information on Bratton's whereabouts, you are asked to contact the Prince George RCMP or Crime Stoppers. Buy-Low Foods at Parkwood will be officially opening for business on Friday, June 14th. According to a media release, grand opening celebrations take place all weekend, with the first 100 customers of the day on Friday and Saturday receiving a $10 gift card, along with the spin and win giveaways on Saturday. Until June 28th, customers can also enter the Groceries for a Year contest, which will see one randomly drawn lucky customer win $5,200 in gift cards. Pattison Media is owned by Jim Pattison Industries, a majority shareholder in Buy-Low Foods. The Prince George Hospice Palliative Care Society unveiled its annual Dream Home today. It's the Hospice Society's biggest fundraiser of the year, and Tommy Osborne visited the home and brings us the details and the cause it supports.
The annual Hospice Dream Home returned once again for the Prince George Hospice Palliative Care Society. Located at 7327 Foxridge Avenue, this home fundraiser raises hundreds of thousands of dollars for the Hospice Society, which is essential to making sure it can provide all the essential supports in our community for end-of-life care.
We have community programs, whether it's for wellness, for grief support, to support caregivers in their home, people that have lost a loved one from an opioid death. So we have all of these programs that are not funded, and the Dream Home Lottery is the biggest funder for those.
Northern Health only offers partial funding for the Rotary Hospice House, so community fundraisers like this are needed to ensure the Hospice Society can continue the work it does. One relatively new program it supports is the Home Hospice Program, which provides families with a whole team including nurses and support workers right in the comfort of your own home.
What's unique about what we do is we're available at night, so when things happen at night and people get frightened or they get scared, we're able to just go in and help them through their journey. So they don't have to call the ambulance in the middle of the night or end up going into a merge. They can die in their homes as they choose.
As for the home itself, there are no shortage of features to be enjoyed. At around 3,400 square feet with an open concept island kitchen and vaulted ceiling, the Hospice Dream Home certainly earns the Dream moniker.
We have a beautiful covered patio right off the front of the house overlooking the river and the subdivision. It's quite a large patio there. We have a second patio off the back of the house. There is a hidden walk-in pantry, and it has a little spice shelf in it, so everything is kept neat and clean and out of the way.
You can buy tickets on the Hospice Society's website or wherever you see them out and about in the community at places like Canadian Tire, Cost Less Liquor, and more.
We are so appreciative. We've managed to sell out every year. We want to make sure this is another sellout.
This home and all the furnishings it comes with is valued at more than $940,000. With more than 3,400 square feet, 6 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms, and a lot more, including a great view. You can get all of that for only a $125 ticket. There's only 15,000 tickets available, and the deadline to buy them is by December 2nd. So be sure to get them fast before they sell out for not only a chance to win a beautiful home, but also support a great cause. Tommy Osborne, CKPG News.
Prince George and much of the province have seen rain recently, but as BC shifts into drier, warmer months ahead, the government says it's preparing more support. A press release says an accommodation allowance of $200 a night will be introduced for evacuees, which will be available through Interact e-Transfer or at reception centers. The government hopes this provides people with greater flexibility on where they stay during an evacuation, but the alternative of receiving a direct referral to a hotel or other accommodation will still be available. A new e-transfer direct deposit payment option has also been added to help people secure accommodation during evacuations, to help cut down on long lineups at evacuation reception centers during the large-scale evacuations. The BC government says it has finalized regulation changes for app-based workers such as Uber, Skip the Dishes, and others to ensure they get a minimum wage and protections. The government says the change comes into effect in September and are the first such regulations in Canada. The rules set a minimum wage and per kilometer vehicle allowance. They ensure workers are covered through WorkSafe BC, and if they're fired without cause, they must be given notice or compensation. Janet Rutledge, the Parliamentary Secretary for Labour, says too many of these employees work long hours, yet after paying their vehicle expenses, they are barely ahead of where they started, and these rules aim to change that.
The BC government's recent announcement that it will make CPR training for high school students mandatory is a step in the right direction. My only question is, why did it take so long? Not just for this NDP government, but for all past BC governments as well. As a former teacher, I always wondered why all the adults, including myself, in a building full of hundreds, and in some cases 1,000 or more children, were not trained with basic first aid. I was told by my then union rep that one of the main issues was a matter of liability, and if something went wrong, teachers could take the blame. This is a valid concern, but I think sometimes in our modern society, we just make things too complex. I think if something is really important, we have to make the effort to overcome the challenges and make it work. Because what could be more important than the safety of the children in your care for 9 months of the year? As a parent, I deem the safety of my child first and foremost, above math or science or English or any other subject. So I'm very glad to finally see that Victoria is working on this and that the BC Teachers Federation and our local school board look to be supporting it. But I don't think we should stop with high school curriculum. 9-year-olds can take first aid courses in BC, and in other places such as Australia, they can start at 8 years old. So let's educate students as young as possible, because an adult might not always be around when an accident or emergency occurs, whether it's in school or anywhere else. And we shouldn't just limit it to the adults giving the courses. Have everyone, all the teachers, teaching assistants, office staff, and administrators take first aid at the same time. I always thought it should be the first Pro D Day of the school year in September. But if using a Pro D Day is an issue for teachers, then simply make it a first aid day for the entire school that happens every year to keep everyone trained and up to date. This is a no-brainer that should have happened a long time ago. I'm Chris Beach, and this is a Northern View.
The lowest gas price in Prince George is sitting at $1.59.9 a liter at Costco. The lowest price in the province right now is in Grand Forks at $1.51.9 per liter. Manitoba currently has the lowest fuel prices on average in the country at $1.36.8 a liter, while BC has an average price of $1.74.9 per liter.
CKPG Sports is delivered by Domino's. Join the Domino's Lunch Club with 25% off all regular price pizzas every day. Visit dominos.ca to join the club.
The Prince George Senior Men's Baseball League resumes action after a rain delay last night. Tonight, it's the PG Blue Jays taking on the Fresno Construction Mariners. The Mariners currently sit second in the league standings despite having a -4 run differential. A win tonight will put them even with the PG Plumbing and Heating Tigers. For the Blue Jays, they are still looking for that first win of the season. They are currently tied for third place for runs scored, but have given up 17 runs against, which puts them second to last. First pitch is set for 7 p.m. at Citi Field. The TSX is up 74 points to close at 21,962. The Dow Jones is down 35 points to close at 38,712. And CN Rail went down 40 cents to close at $169.08.
Good evening again. We're anticipating a nice day tomorrow. It was a little bit unsettled across the region today, that's for sure, but we are looking at a break in between systems tomorrow. So just back in here, we're going to have some nice high pressure for a brief moment or two before the next system makes its way in. So the futurecast will show that nice break going into our day tomorrow. And then into tomorrow night, a slight chance of showers, but it's really, and you'll see it here in a second, it's really into Friday that we have most of that system kind of approaching or developing and approaching our region, and then really intensifying it into Friday night and Saturday. So a chance of showers for Thursday night and Friday, better chance into Friday night and Saturday is kind of the summary on that. So it is a nice Thursday, so we'll enjoy it. Look at all that sunshine. 18 degrees for the Prince George region tomorrow, 21 up in Fort St. John. We're looking at temperatures close to 30 down through the southern interior and the Okanagan. South Coast, another dry day tomorrow, but expecting to see a very wet Friday and Saturday for everybody down there, and likely up and down the coast actually. So things will change and our temperatures will take a bit of a shift as well. We will see a decrease in those numbers going forward into parts of the weekend. 17 degrees Mackenzie tomorrow. That looks pretty nice. Nice and pleasant in Fort St. James and down through Vanderhoof over to Burns Lake as well. The overnight lows have been very cool in Burns Lake, but your daytime tomorrow looks pretty nice. 21 in Quesnel and 19 McBride will sit around that as well. So a quick snapshot of our country for you, where we are seeing conditions breaking down in some areas along the central and eastern part of the country, but along the west coast you can see there nice and bright, beautiful weather. 22 in Edmonton, a bit of an improvement from where everybody was today in Edmonton with temperatures. It was a cool and wet one there. 21 in Regina and Winnipeg as well, with a few sunny breaks but still showers in the forecast. And then warmer over towards Montreal and down through Toronto, but looking at the possibility of thunderstorms with that daytime heating as well. A mixed bag of weather is a good way to sum things up going into our weekend. So we will see the chance of showers here and there Saturday, and then changing over to showers, or rather Friday, changing over to showers Friday night, and Saturday we could actually even see some rain, and you can see the cooler air will settle in a little bit as well. So we'll show you the numbers here. It's cold tonight at Burns Lake, -5, 15 tomorrow, sunny sky, and then you're going to see those temperatures dip down to only 10 for Saturday, and lots of showers in the future. Mackenzie, 4 overnight tonight. Clear and then partly cloudy is kind of what you'll see tonight. 17 tomorrow, lots of sunshine, and then only 9 on Saturday. So very chilly. That's when we have the bulk of that system over us. But Sunday, hopefully clearing out just a little bit. McBride as well, we'll see the instability, particularly Saturday when we have a better chance for rain showers there. Tomorrow, though, get outside and enjoy it. 19 degrees and lots of sunshine. Mostly clouds, but there will be sunny breaks in the forecast for Quesnel, and then a chance of showers on Friday. Saturday, Sunday as well will remain a little bit unsettled and cool. Sunday, the temperature improves a little bit. The same for us as well. We're only up to 11 on Saturday. Good chance that we'll see some showers, even changing over to rain on Saturday. But tomorrow looks fantastic. It's cool tonight, though, 3 degrees, 18 tomorrow. Beautiful sunshine, so get out and enjoy it.
CKPG Sports is delivered by Domino's. Join the Domino's Lunch Club with 25% off all regular price pizzas every day. Visit domino's.ca to join the club.
The basketball world lost a legend today. 3-time Hall of Famer Jerry West has died. As a player, West was a 14-time All-Star, an NBA champion, and the silhouette for the league's logo. Yet he might have been even more legendary in the front office. West won 8 championships as an executive for the Los Angeles Lakers and Golden State Warriors, helping build multiple dynasties along the way. Jerry West was 86 years old when he passed away. Game 3 of the NBA Finals is currently underway between the Dallas Mavericks and Boston Celtics, with the Mavs playing their first home game of these finals. Dallas will need Kyrie Irving to step up his game if they want any chance of getting back into the series. Already trailing 2-0, Irving is averaging a measly 14 points per game, while his counterpart Luka Doncic is continuing to dominate these NBA playoffs, averaging over 30 points in the finals. For the Celtics, it has been a complete team effort. Kristaps Porzingis, who won't play tonight, was the hero in the Game 1. Drew Holiday was the hero in Game 2. Can another player step up and help secure a commanding 3-0 lead? And as we mentioned earlier, this one is already underway. Yesterday was packed with MLB action, so we bring you the best of baseball last night, which includes a ridiculous 15 runs scored by the Dodgers and perhaps the quickest double play you'll ever see, all in tonight's CKP3.
We start off with a ridiculous snag.
Line to third, step on the bag, double play. Michaelis works out of first.
Nolan Arenado with a clutch grab to turn what looked to be a guaranteed run for the Pirates into a double play instead. Not only does he make the great diving catch, he manages to tag the base immediately, keeping the game tied. Next up, a standing ovation for the away team?
Look at this, Greg.
Yeah,
we got
Cardinal fans giving him a standing ovation.
Incredible.
The 22-year-old Paul schemed with only his 6th career start, but he looked like a seasoned veteran out there as he struck out 8 Cardinals and kept the game scoreless through 6 innings. His outing was so strong that the Arizona crowd actually gave a standing ovation to the Pittsburgh pitcher, the ultimate sign of respect. Finally, the Dodgers tee off.
3 in 1 inning. Oh my goodness! Oh!
4 home runs in 1 inning? Absolutely unreal. But that powered a dominant 15-run game for the Dodgers, where it showcased why LA is considered among the league's best in tonight's CKP3.
That's all the time we have tonight. Thanks so much for joining us. Tonight, your last look in Osprey down at Cottonwood Island Park. Thanks again for joining us tonight.